side of your brain that's saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. The other side of your brain saying, do it, do it, do it, do it. Okay? Unfortunately, I always use the side of my brain that says, do it, do it, do it, do it. Don't pay attention to the other side. You need to use both sides of your brain, right? And that's what we focus on at the center. We try to help you find more than one right answer. We try to help you become explorers, question askers, not taking things at the status quo. We try to help you become innovators. And most importantly, we help you tear up the box. Those of you that are graduates know what I mean. Okay? Everybody here, every single person here is in a box. And that box may be the way you believe, what you believe. It may be fear that's keeping you in the box. It may be aversion to risk. Whatever it is, that's your box. Maybe it's where you live. Maybe it's who you hang out with. Doesn't matter. That's your box. And what we always say is it doesn't do any good to get out of the box, because when things go wrong, what are you going to do?
Go back.
You're going to go back where it's safe, right?
Yeah.
So we say get rid of the box. Tear up the box. Free your mind. Start thinking about things a different way. Paint outside the lines. See things differently. Find more than one right answer. It's okay. That's what we do at the center. That's what's made it successful for these first 2 years. And that's what will continue to make it successful. And we've got a dream team involved in the center. This is our team. This is the team that gets paid to do what we do. But the dream team is really every graduate, every facilitator, George from USA, Denise from USA, every partner that makes this happen. That's the dream team. It's everybody. Because these 14 or 15 people are not going to change Africa. What these 14 or 15 people are going to try to do is help change you. And you're going to change Africa.
Yes.
You get it? Now, I wasn't born in Africa, but Africa was born in me. And I can tell you that the one thing I know, of all the things I don't know about Africa, and that's a whole lot, you could fill an entire building with the things I don't know about Africa. But here's one thing I know, is that you don't need people flying in from outside to solve your problems. The solution to your problems are right here. They're with you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. That's the way that you'll solve the problems in Africa. Is one step at a time, one person at a time, one idea at a time, one innovation at a time. And you'll do it yourselves. Because if you're waiting for somebody else to come in and do it for you, if you're waiting for the government to do it for you, here's a newsflash: not going to happen. It's time for you all to catch this vision and to change your countries, your communities, your countries, and your continent. So what are the takeaways? First of all, view the world differently. Viewing it differently is the first step towards transformation. If you can never view things differently, you'll never take that step toward transformation. Have the courage to paint outside the lines. Allow yourself to see things a different way. Know that there's more than one right answer. Understand and listen to me that leadership is a team sport. It's not one person. It's everybody. The best leaders I know are not the ones who are so powerful they can do anything they want themselves. The best leaders I know are the ones who can get others around them to catch their vision and follow it. And remember that eagles fly, but they need wind to stay aloft. They need the wind beneath their wings to stay aloft. For some of you, you're that eagle flying high. But others of you may be the wind that keeps the eagle flying high. It supports that idea, that concept, that ridiculously crazy idea. And we need that very much. So, I got some written questions, and I'm going to answer those in a minute. But I'm going to, because you would think poorly of me if I didn't, because I love to tell stories, I'm going to end with one story. Is that okay with everybody? And then I'll answer I'll answer the questions I received in advance, and then I'll take other questions if you like. One of the best examples of what I'm talking about today is a friend of mine. His name's Stan Clark. Stan and I went to university together. And when I went to university, if you know anything about my background, I never thought I'd go to university. I was the only one in my family that got an undergraduate degree and a graduate degree, etc. So I was just happy to be there. And I studied hard, and I made good grades. And Stan was my friend, but Stan was kind of the opposite. Stan did two things in university. He drank beer and chased women. That's what he did. Okay? I was in there studying like I was Stan, and I was just, oh, dude, party time. Okay? Class, what? Oh, it's time for class? No, dude, I'm not going to class. But you know what? He ended up with the same degree that I had. Okay? I thought, man, what an idiot I am. Okay, this guy got the same degree I did, and he had fun, and I was doing other stuff. But just a few days before we graduated, I asked Stan a question. I said, Stan, so it's now time to go back to the bank. And I said that because his father was the president of a bank. And the right answer for Stan was, I'm a banker, you're going to be a banker. Okay? His father already had the right answer for him. So I said, so you're going back to the bank? He said, no, I'm not going to any bank. I said, what are you going to do? He said, well, I don't know. I've been thinking about it, but I'm definitely not going to be a banker. I said, well, okay, but you got to do something. I mean, you can't just hang out. So what are you going to do? I said, well, you know, I figure this. I said, the two things I really like to do are drink beer and chase women. So where does that happen? In a bar. I'm going to open a bar. And so he went to his father. Can you imagine this conversation? Dad, yeah, I know you want me to be a banker, but hey, got a new thing going. I'm going to open a bar right off campus, and it's going to be great. Well, his father didn't take that really well, and they had this big blowout, and so his father said, I'll tell you what, you've got this trust fund that we've been saving for you. You take it and go. You take the money, you go. But don't ever come back. Okay? Don't come back whining to me that you're out of money, you've lost everything, and want to be a banker, because if you take this money, you're done. Stan's like, well, let me think. Okay. So he got the money, and it wasn't that much money. So he buys this old dilapidated building off campus. He fixes it up a little bit. And he realized that just calling it a bar was not, you got to call it something. And bar wasn't going to work out. So he hired an art student that we knew to draw a logo for him. And he drew this logo of an Eskimo, and this is in Oklahoma, in the middle of the United States. There's no Eskimo for like 5,000 miles, okay? Nobody in Oklahoma has ever seen an Eskimo. He drew a logo of an Eskimo with a parka and a dog next to it with his tongue hanging out. And he said, Eskimo Joe's Stillwater, Oklahoma. And so he had several of these logos, and Stan going, hey, dude, I like this one. Eskimo Joe, that doesn't mean anything. Who knows what even an Eskimo is? It doesn't matter. Beer is cold. Eskimos live in a cold place. We're going to call it Eskimo Joe's. Like, boy, you are a business genius, man. So he did. He had this logo. He called it Eskimo Joe's, Stillwater, Oklahoma. And he started serving beer, and people started showing up. And so he started going through, he had this lump of clay, right, that I talked about, and he started forming that clay. He said, you know what? People are coming to drink beer, and beer's really cold, but they like to listen to music, so I'm going to have a band on Friday night. So he hired this band to come in. So more people started coming in and drinking beer. Okay, he's contributing to the delinquency of everybody in the community by this time. Okay? Hey, come in and drinking beer. He's listening to the band. And so he said, you know what? I'm going to start a clothing line. What are you talking about, man? You got a stinking little bar off this campus. And people, what are you talking about? No. He said, I'm going to start a clothing line. I'm going to make T-shirts with his logo on, say, Eskimo Joe Stillwater, Oklahoma. Well, how are you going to market them? You used all the money. How are you going to market them? To you know nothing. You say I don't know anything about business. You don't know anything. Because I don't need to market. Oh, what? People are just going to show up here in this little town in Oklahoma and buy your shirt? No. All I need to do, I don't need to mass market these shirts. All I need to do is find one famous person to wear my shirt. Everybody else will buy it. looking at things a different way, right? Well, long story short, one night, Stan starts serving food along with beer. He starts hiring people, waitresses, cooks, okay? So the thing starts to take off. It's still very small. One week on a Wednesday, a member of the band called and said, we can't play Friday night. He said, why not? Lead singer got laryngitis. Oh man, my Friday night, that's when I make all the money. It's going to be ruined. I don't have a band. And then he remembered this one guy who had come with a guitar strapped to his back, who also went to the university, and said, I want to play in your little bar. And he sent him away because he already had a band. But now he's got no band, so he goes and he finds this guy's information. He calls him. He said, can you play Friday night? Oh yeah, sure. So everybody's in there drinking their beer. In walks this guy with his guitar. No drums, no electric, just an acoustic guitar. And Stan's like, dude, I'm in trouble. And he goes up and he sits down and he says something even worse. Because everybody wants to hear songs they know, right? Songs that they can sing to and dance to. He said, yeah, I don't play anybody else's music. I play my own music. Oh. Stan was like, no, man, come on. And he said, and the first song I'm going to play is one that I wrote. And people are already looking for the exit, you know. And he starts playing this little song. And I'm a terrible singer, so forgive me. But he starts playing this little song and says, I got friends in the low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases our blues away. And Stan says to this day that before he got to the next chorus of that song, people were dancing on the tables. And Stan's like, yeah, I'm a genius. And he sent the other band away. He said, don't ever come back. This guy's my new dude. It lasted for 6 weeks. And then the guy walks in and said, because that song took off, you couldn't turn on the radio in Oklahoma at that time. You couldn't turn on the radio without hearing that song. Because it just blew up. 6 weeks later, he comes in, said, Stan, I can't play for you anymore. Stan's like, dude, what? I said, I signed a record deal, and they're sending me on my first tour. And a light bulb came on and said, you know what's coming, don't you? Where are you going to play first? He goes, unbelievably, Yankee Stadium, New York City. Dude, have I got a deal for you. You don't feel bad about not being able to come back. Fine. There's only one thing I want from you. What's that? Here's a t-shirt. Wear it on that first show. The guy's name was Garth Brooks. And in the 1990s, there was nobody bigger in country music, maybe in the music industry, period, in the United States than Garth Brooks. And his first concert in a stadium with 100,000 people, or however many people Yankee Stadium seats, he walks out on stage with a t-shirt that says Eskimo Joe's, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Stan Clark is now a multi-millionaire. Why? Because he did all of those things we talked about. He molded the clay, he innovated, he looked at things a different way, he painted outside the line. Everybody thought he was stupid, including me. Okay? He asked me at one time to buy into it. I didn't do it. Idiot! Okay, now all I get is free t-shirts. Like, hey, have a fuck up yours, man. I knew when you were drunk laying on the side of the road. But now, he did it. Because he figured out, all I need is this one guy in this one shirt. Now, log on to EskimoJoes.com sometime and see what he's got going. At one point in time, in the early 2000s, his t-shirt was the second best-selling t-shirt in the United States after Hard Rock Cafe. I've been all over the world, 80-some-odd countries. I've seen people wearing his shirt in different countries. They don't even know where Stillwater, don't know where Oklahoma is. Never been to the United States. They got the shirt. How? I don't know. It's like the guy I was in Nayuki one day. driving through Nairobi. There's a guy that walks out of the knockout wearing a dumb Trump shirt. I'm like, where did you get it? Same way with this shirt. And if you're listening, President Trump, it's a joke. But anyway, so I wanted to leave you with this. This is going to be my last time to address many of them. Because in a little more than a month, I'm going to hand it over to this great team. And there's not going to be any drop off. It's only going to be up. They'll take it to places I can never take it to send it. But just remember this. If you remember nothing else, remember this. I came here 2 years ago because I knew that we could change something. And we means you. I knew that if we could just build it, you would come. And if you came, everything was going to be different from then on. I came and accomplished what I needed to accomplish. And now somebody else is going to step into that space. But the real strength of the YALI Regional Leadership Center East Africa was never me. It wasn't even this team. The strength is you. It's you. Going out and helping other young people understand that you don't have to live in hopelessness every day of your life. You don't have to get up every morning wondering what you're going to do and what's going to happen that day. You don't have to get up every day wondering if your country's ever going to be safe so you can go back. You don't have to do that. It can be different. And the way it can be different is for you to step into the gap and say, you know what? Somebody invested something in me. USAID invested something in me. MasterCard Foundation. All these